Alrighty, welcome back, finally, to another episode of The 12, our epic campaign of discovery and adventure across the continent of Corvair. This story streams live Sundays around 6 p.m. Central here on Javelin Entertainment, and if you missed the last session, you can check it out on the channel page or by clicking that link down in the description.
Last time at the plinth, Rennie and Roland, accompanied by the Verdant Veil, stumbled upon a secret door. Beyond it lay a dark stare and an ominous guard that had absolutely no response to polite magical persuasion. After a few tense moments, the team decided to fetch reinforcements, leaving Roland and Garrick behind to keep watch over the door. Maureen fired off a sending spell to Andy, delivering what historians now call a very stern magical voicemail. Andy sounded confused, mildly alarmed, but agreed to meet. Roland spotted a hooded figure slipping out the door and followed them all the way to a Vallejo villa, where the figure disappeared within. Elsewhere in the city, Jasira and Theschault sought out Drego Sarhain, priest of the Silver Flame. After requesting privacy, completely platonically of course, they took a stroll to a nearby temple of beauty where Jasira casually discussed astrology, fate, Mabar, soul economics, and oh yes, her traumatic history involving slavery, drugs, horrifying experiments, and immortal bodyguards. You know, romantic small talk. Drego, to his credit, reacted with empathy rather than screaming. Third wheel Theschault helpfully confirmed every horrifying detail like a very large footnote, and Drego promised his protection, placed a reassuring hand on Jasira's shoulders, and re-triggered violent flashbacks of Jasira's dreams. Noting an unfortunate resemblance to the long-dead Prince Thrane, Drego agreed to use his nation's libraries to try and find answers and offered an opportunity for her to commune with the Silver Flame. He also vowed to attend the Lord's Festival just in case things went wrong. Back at the hospice, Boko attempted something radical. Sleep! This was promptly ruined by Rennie shouting about the blood of vowed, at which point Boko launched out of the bed like a startled cat, fueled by exhaustion, grim determination, and a generous helping of some stimulant berries. Boko caught everyone up on his latest work, casually mentioning he might have built a bomb. Roland was less concerned about the bomb, and more concerned that Professor Boom maybe had found helpful people. When the name Richard Kenneth surfaced, red alarm Roland's internal sirens activated, following by aggressive muttering about daughters and bad decisions. Together, the group pressed below the plinth once more. Boko and Roland attempted a smooth entrance using Boko's mark, only to discover a ritual puzzle for everyone else, involving blood sacrifice and art critique. After sufficient bleeding and emotional honesty, a hidden sanctum revealed itself. Below, they found the seekers of the blood of Vol hard at work, conducting taboo rituals that looked quite painful. Roland identified familiar markings tied to the journal from the exploded tower, and Boko was recognized by a young seeker who enthusiastically invited him to meet the Scarlet Matron, assuring him there is no need to hesitate, blood freely given. Which is either a religious invitation or the worst pickup line in the city. Meanwhile, in the abandoned building nearby, Andy quietly knocked and entered to meet Redbeard, Alma, and Maureen. Alma went straight for a hug, Maureen went straight for the truth. After some careful mental fencing and a firm call-out, Andy finally admitted the secret she'd been sitting on like an arcane time bomb. She was associated with the Order of the Emerald Claw. What does this mean for the Veil? What will the Horizon do in the Sanguine Sanctum? And what bad decision will Boko make next? Let's tune in and find out.
Not will he make a bad decision, what one will he make next?
He's got a bit of a reputation.
Oh my gosh.
Red alert, red alert.
It's like him for him, though, right?
It's 3 weeks and there was a lot to recap.
He's already told us that he was about to, so...
Red alert, they have my number. They know what I'm capable of.
So last we had left off, our group of the Iron Horizon had made it into this Sanguine Sanctum, this inner temple devoted to the blood of Vol and the seekers of the divine within who worshipped there. Boko, you had met with this young, bald woman who had escorted you somewhere, claiming that to provide insight, one would likely desire to meet this Scarlet Matron. Elsewhere, Jasira and Rennie had been talking and conversing with some of these seekers who were in the process of getting some sort of tattoo-like ritual. And Roland, you were observing this elf that you had seen before, making marks and moving through various rituals associated with some funeral rites that you had identified and connected to the same ones that appeared within the journal. We come back first to Roland here within this space. And Roland, I believe you were trying to hide away from her notice while you were inscribing these. One, are you still in the visage of Zane? And two, if you're still trying to maintain out of sight, could you give me a stealth roll?
Ooh. Yeah, I should probably still be in the visage of Jane. And yeah, I should probably still stay out of sight.
Then go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
With guidance, because prayer is a normal thing in here. Yay, I rolled a 3. That's a 14.
Roland,
First roll of the night, guys, not looking good.
you've been in here maybe for about 30 minutes. On the edge of this space, there's about 3 individuals in here. 2 elven women and an older dwarf man that are moving through these rites over these bodies. You're kind of staying out of sight, trying to mostly focus on the elf that you recognize in particular. And as your focus is on here, you hear the gruff voice of another being kind of, as they seem to catch notice of you, just, "Can we help you?" And at that, you quickly kind of dart out of the way and just catch out of the peripheral vision as this elf that you had been kind of keeping your eye on twisted and turned as you pull out of the direction of her gaze. What do you do next? You're again hiding behind this corner. Essentially, you've known that one of the dwarfs have seen you, and you may have just caught a glance from this elf. Are you trying to stay here? Are you trying to interact with them? Or are you trying to make an exit towards where the others are? Or something else?
I'll just make a apologetic bow towards the person who addressed me and trying to stay out of sight line of the elf, get to like the nearest cubby, I guess, and mimic some motions until the dwarf has passed on.
Yeah, and it was more seeming to be a polite notion of trying to inquire. And as you kind of move out of the way, moving into things, he goes back to what he's doing. And so it's essentially up to you if you're trying to if you're trying to do just enough to try and escape attention so that you can go back to what you were doing, or if you are trying to kind of use that as a opportunity to leave.
Just escaping attention.
Okay. You manage to escape the dwarf's attention, and he kind of goes back to what he was doing. But I'll say with your perception, you do hear footsteps approaching from the direction that the elf was in.
Not yet. Come on. We're gonna put on a different face.
Okay. Anyone in particular?
No.
Random dock worker
just
6 go.
Yep, random dock worker 6th. And just try and try and stay inconspicuous.
Yeah, as you watch as this elf again rounds the corner and comes face to face with you, and you see that she is a bit surprised. Sorry, I thought you were someone else. Is there something that we could help you with here?
Oh, I mean, no problem. This is all new to me.
Are you newly consecuted?
Yes. Just now in the hall, I was brought in.
Would you like to come and observe closer the rites?
Yes, I would.
And this woman, you see now in this space where she must feel more comfortable, that her eyes are almost this amber light, almost glowing and emitting, as she takes you by the hand, and these long red gloves, and you find that you're trying, like, she kind of escorts you with her hand, but you're not actually touching her skin. There's like a force that keeps you at bay, and you realize that you can't necessarily tell, maybe purposefully, from the coloration of these gloves what is material and what may be blood, and there is just a wide array, not macabre so much, but clean, like a coroner, but on the scale that they're seeing and on the intricacies of what they're doing, you would think that there would be more of a mess, and yet here it is very precise, very clean. And she moves you over towards where one of these bodies that she is in the middle of examining. You see an older man with kind of graying hair, but doesn't look to be old enough that death should have been claimed by age. And she places her hand down upon the man's forehead, and the other, she reaches up towards the chest and pulls some of the blood from within the opened cavity. As it lifts up and begins to swirl around her hand, she pulls it close, and you see as those eyes start to flash, and almost like veins, these red crimson lines cover and shoot across the amber glow of her eyes. They flash for a moment before the blood settles, and she siphons it into a small container next to the body. These bodies have been sent to us. Most that we find in this space are the consecuted, those who have passed on and who have unfortunately ended their lives upon this world. But sometimes those who know our talents send us individuals from stranger circumstances, like this man. The situation around his death was unusual, and so we have been contacted to try and determine what is going on. Stories, truth lies within the blood, you see. And if one knows how to read it properly, you can see much. Come. And she, again, kind of ushers you in closer without actually touching you, and pulls, kind of motions your hand closer to this cavity. And she moves her fingers around. As your hand, you see these symbols start to light up on your skin. Almost etched in blood, but it's arcane magic on top of your palm laid out over the chest. And the blood begins to emerge from the cavity up and almost siphoning through your fingers, but never staining the skin. Roland, can I have you make a wisdom check for me?
I'll turn off guidance because this isn't the place to be praying to someone else.
You're a fraction of a cleric in there somewhere, right?
I am as much cleric as I am artificer.
Yeah, 003.
And 32nd in command, right?
Roland,
I am the only cleric in the party, so you know.
Can you give me a d6 roll?
Okay, d6.
Sorry, we got enough artificers. We can just invent something that'll do what the cleric normally does. It's fine. Nothing will go wrong.
What does the cleric normally do in the party?
Don't fucking know. Deal damage.
You know, sometimes they heal wounds, sometimes they replace lost limbs.
Adam, if you're
Wait, I
talking,
mean,
you
I
might
can
be
do that.
really quiet. Can you test your mic for a second? Like
Oh, yeah, Adam, I
barely.
can't hear
You
you.
sound a million miles away.
Now, is that better?
A little bit.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. No, that's because my mic was turned all the way down.
Wow.
Yeah, it's much better. Okay. Anyway, so Roland, as you feel this blood kind of course over your skin, your eyes start to flash, and they begin to go from this yellow to this amber to almost this orange color as you. It almost looks like peering through orange stained glass as this misty vision starts to appear. You see this man, this human, when he was alive. He seems to be working on the docks. You see him throwing out nets and reeling them in onto a small sailing vessel. And in fact, there's no even sail. This looks to be not much more than a rowboat. And yet there are a number of fish inside the boat. You see as he turns and looks to a small boy. He's got a net that seems to almost come up half his height as he's trying to wrestle it out into the water. The man gives him a hand with the other side and helps him toss it over the side. And this is with a splash, it sinks into the water, and they pool together, reeling it in and lift up another haul of a number of fish that kind of dump into the bottom of the boat, and they begin sorting through it. And as you're watching the scene slowly, the color begins to shift from that orangey red back to yellow, back to white, and your vision returns you to this room. And the blood that had been on your hands is gone, already siphoned into the small bowl.
He was a fisherman.
Indeed. The blood reveals the truth. And with the truth, we can see more. Here, power does not lie in prayer, but within oneself. And she points to you again, getting but a hair away from actually touching you. Her movements are extremely precise.
Tell me more.
As she begins to show you more of these rites, we pass back to Jasira and Rennie, excuse me. As the two of you are in one of these chambers off to the side watching these rituals. You've been talking to these individuals about what makes them happy, why they do this, why they put forth with the pain. And they had been talking about the sacrifice and the revelation that it can reveal. And as you watch as this younger man kind of finishes, he looks at his companion, and you see him brandishing on his arm this pattern that almost looks like a large cat-like creature, like a lion or tiger. And yet it's wrought not in ink, but what looks to be in his own blood. This marking encapsulated upon his skin. And the older of the two men kind of looks over to the two of you. Are either of you up next? Going to give it a shot? Trust me, it's worth the pain.
I think I'll pass. That looks a wee bit scary to me, honestly.
Well, it's not for others, it's for oneself. But if you are not ready, this place is not one to press you beyond your limits. It will take you to the very edge, but it is about determining what you are capable of. And all will be revealed in good time. And he turns to look at Jasira. And what of you?
There's a little twinkle in her eye. She's a little mystified. So she'll just kind of absentmindedly say towards Rennie, would you stay to hold my hand?
Oh, for sure. Give it a try.
And then she'll kind of just bare an arm.
As you're escorted over and seated into this leather chair, your other arm is kind of strapped down into place as you hold on to Rennie's palm. And this older woman, again, she's in this long reddish gown, her head completely shaved, and even some blackened tattoos across the skull. She pulls out what almost looks like a thin mix of a needle and a blade. She looks down upon you. This will be a test. It will not be pleasant. And it is up to you on how long you can endure. The more that you can withstand, the greater divinity you shall find within. Are you ready?
Would it
Just
be
kind of take a nice.
reasonable that I could inspire her by holding
Oh.
hands?
You could, absolutely.
Cool. I would like to give you a D8 inspiration, like a bardic inspiration.
Yay.
Ooh, baby, let's see what happens.
Yeah, she'll just let out a deep breath, kind of close her eyes, and say, I'm ready.
So we begin. As the blade touches your skin, there is immediate pain. You already start to feel your muscles tense. Your eyes start to go white to hair. But at first, it feels... You're a warrior. You've gone through the pain of battle. And at first, it feels no different. It feels like something that you could endure for minutes, maybe even an hour. And then as the moments tick forward, it begins to focus. Rather than that broad pain, it now becomes precise, that needle-like intensity, pressing almost as if cutting through bone. Your essence begins to be siphoned out to the surface, and you feel as if with each pump of your heart, that your blood is being exhumed out into this blade. Every moment, every beat is excruciating, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
My favorite. Alrighty, let's see. Constitution save.
Are you good with that, or would you like to use your inspiration?
I can't be a bitch. I gotta last at least a little bit. I assume that doesn't
11,
pass.
guys.
I don't.
Mom didn't waste no
I can't
bitch.
tell you until you chose whether to use it or not.
YOLO. Yay, 12. Oh no.
Jasira, you can't help but let out this scream that echoes across the chamber. And Theschault, you're elsewhere and you immediately hear this and kind of turn to wonder what's wrong. This is not a yell, but this is a scream of panic. This is someone who is feeling like they're on the verge of something extremely dangerous or deadly. And you immediately recognize the voice, as do others. Rhea, and even Boko, where you're being led, you catch the echoes of this scream as you're being escorted from by this girl. How do all of you react?
If Boka's here, I'm probably gonna look over. What the hell is happening in here?
I would like to encourage Jasira to continue. That
That's what she'd want you to do. while she's squeezing your hands pale white.
Your next thing can add my charisma modifier, which is a +4. If you get to make another check, you can add 4 to it.
Let's do it. Let's willpower. Let's go.
And Theschault, you
Am I
see...
close enough to get there to hold her other hand?
Yeah, Ray, you're speedy. You immediately start racing off. Because we'll say that you were over by Theschault and Boko. Theschault, Boko is being kind of led away, and you kind of look up, kind of just asking the question, not knowing if you necessarily expect a response, but you see Rhea pop up and begin to race in the direction of the scream. And you're left kind of seated at this pool of blood alone now.
Oh no.
Boko, did you have any reaction?
If I had a second before being led off, Boko would rest a reassuring hand on Theschault's shoulder. Boko doesn't appear concerned, as there have been a lot of results of the rituals that he has performed. Screaming is not uncommon.
I hate that for you.
So, Jasira, I need you to take 10 points of necrotic damage and mark 1
Okey-dokey.
point of exhaustion. You see as Rhea comes in to almost your rescue, but then kind of seeing you with Rennie, comes up and embraces your other hand, kind of holding it steady. Do you wish to continue, or does Jasira tap out?
We're going. At least one more.
All right. You risk a look down, and you see that maybe the size of a nickel has been pulled out onto your skin, and you're like, I've got to go more than just this. Go ahead and give me one more Constitution save.
Okay. Let's go, dice. Okay. What was the...
You get to add 4.
I don't know. 13's okay, though. 13's okay. It's better than 12.
But a 17.
But it's not a 15.
It's not a 15 and it's not a 17.
You get to add 4, and it's your next thing. I don't think you choose. I think it's just
Yeah,
this.
it just happens.
Do it in case we have to fight something later.
It would be a flat 17. Oh, dope. Okay, yeah, we'll do the 17.
Okay. As you begin to try and press into it, feeling the pain surging, again, you can't help but grind your teeth and let out just these screams that echo, but you have your companions here, and you try and sit and press through. Go ahead and take 15 points of necrotic damage and mark 1 more point of exhaustion.
Okie dokie.
Do you still continue?
One mas.
Roll me a Constitution save.
Let's see. Speed half. Oh, that's fine. Half speed's fine. We're not going anywhere. And we're going to use inspiration, please.
Okay. Go ahead and re-roll.
Yes! Okay, I'm happy.
As you press further, trying to push yourself, you feel that pain rising higher and higher. You take 17 points of necrotic damage as your entire arm screams as if it has been lit on fire. Your vision starts to blur, and you see those same visions, those dreams beginning to edge. The candles break out into flames. The stone chambers now look like solid castle walls. You don't see Rennie and Rhea beside you. Instead, you see that night, this time walking forward, step by step by step. You see, as they take off their helm, you see that face similar to Drego's. And you feel as you raise a hand and strike in, drawing blood, drawing life, and cleaving that figure down. The pain is now not just in your arm, but in your heart and chest, in your mind and in your brain, as it begins pushing you to your very limits. Do you still continue?
No. I feel this would be a very dramatic halt for her. I can just picture her eyes just like flashing open. And then, please stop, please stop, please stop.
As the blade is pulled away, the intensity of the pain dulls. That throbbing in your heart stops, your mind calms. Your arm is still alight with pain, but you've been pulled back from the brink. Jasira, you have now a blood tattoo inscribed upon your arm. Where is it on your arm? And this tattoo, it evokes terror within its imagery and has some sort of imagery related to arrows or compasses. Can you describe to Rhea and Rennie what they see upon your arm and where it's located?
Yes. Well, where the fuck did my picture go? I think it's in here. Yeah, what I kind of envisioned was she just kind of rolled up the sleeve of her left arm and had them place the tattoo kind of on like the middle of the underside of her forearm. And you said about how big? Because it was no longer a nickel. Would it be probably like...
This is about maybe palm-sized at this point.
Well, that's sizable, yeah. It's a pretty smack in the middle. And you see just fear and pain in Jasira's eyes. Very small tears just rolling down.
But I was right. That was scary. I'm really glad I didn't do that, but you were really brave.
Yeah, she's kind of like flexes her hand, so like the muscle in her forearm flexes.
It instantly, if you weren't sitting down, it would have knocked you to your feet with the pain.
Cool. She'll just kind of release it again. And she'll try to just clear her throat, get a small semblance of composure, and thank the tattoo artist.
And what was the imagery of the tattoo? What did it look like?
So I kind of picture it having a more traditional round compass as like an outline, where then it has miscellaneous kind of arrows and swirls kind of jutting out the sides and interweaving, and kind of towards the very center, all the arrows kind of meet and create like a very, well, knotted knot. And
you now have these 2 abilities, and I'll be making your handout as well, but you can go ahead and read through them.
Ooh.
And let me make sure that I put that in your journal. Oh goodness, I don't know anyone's name anymore. Oh, there we go. No longer potato.
Yeah, no longer potato.
All right.
We almost became potato again, kind of.
We've memed too far.
Jasira, as you are in this time of recovery, we go to Boko. Boko, you are escorted through the central chambers of this, what must be a massive temple. And eventually you are pushed through these larger stone doors into this inner portion of the sanctum. And here, all there is red light. Rather than the large cavernous ceilings, it's much smaller. Still maybe 10 to 12 feet above you, but a significant decrease in the amount of airflow. It's warm and dense here. And that red light seems to pour out from inside, deep within this place. As you look forward, you see these massive obsidian pillars that spew forth the dark crimson liquid into large pools. As it hits and splashes, it cascades up and over the side of this blackened rail, where 2 large pillars kind of sit on either side of this stair that leads down to where you and this girl are. You see a figure of bright, pure white, and a shock of deep crimson running down their back. This woman that sits waist high, facing away from you in this pool of what appears to be blood. The girl looks up to you, kind of waiting, observing what you may feel.
The woman in the pool, is this the same lady that was walking in the streets and carving or writing the symbols?
Writing the symbols.
The one that interacted with Roland when he had the face of Zane.
No, that's the elf that he's actually with right now. You have not seen this woman before.
Okay.
Her skin is as white as like Jasira's hair, or Jasira's skin. Like, she is very, very pale, is what you can tell.
Right now, her skin is kind of red and flushed.
And there we go.
I think Boko has genuine curiosity for this. He's watching this ritual, but also observing it reverently. He's careful with any movements that he makes in order to prevent what might interfere with this ritual.
As you observe, you see as the blood kind of pouring out from either side, the woman almost seems to lift up a hand and pool the blood in these swirling motions through the air. And you watch as it runs down her skin, up her back, washes over her head, and cascades back down into the pool. And the next time you look where there was open skin, there is now this thick, blackened, metallic, almost armor. She reaches out to the other and does something similar, now pulling over down the arm and across the chest as you watch as almost this gown begins to apparate or pool forth from the essence here. And as she takes a few steps forward, pulling that red essence up and over her legs and coursing it into a darkened gown, she finally turns and sets her eyes not at you, but at the girl that is with you. Her face now pure scarlet red. What do you do?
She's too cool looking. You're screwed, Boko.
Yeah, for sure. I was like, is this a boss fight?
I don't know though. She kind of seems like Boko's type.
I think that depends on what Boko does. You're right.
David, I was trying to drink. I almost got tea all over my screen.
Well, you should stop trying and succeed at drinking then. Sounds like you have a drinking problem.
Oh, shush you.
So she has
Alcohol is a solution.
conjured. She's
Except it's
conjured
tea.
this armor from the actual blood itself. Is she still within the this pool?
She's stepped up out of the pool, and has kind of stepped forward onto the dais behind.
But she's looking at my guide rather than me.
Correct.
Boko is waiting patiently with what may come next, or what she appears to be interacting with the person next to me, and he'll respect that. But he genuinely has a look of curiosity and reverence on his face.
And you can tell while this matron is looking at your guide, the young girl beside you is actually looking up at you, and she kind of watches and waits for you, kind of catching the aspects of admiration. She's beautiful,
Boko?
is she not?
Boko actually will nod to that, and if there's a moment of silence, he would take that time to speak to this sanguine figure.
What do you say?
Boko is going to reach up and slowly begin undoing the bandage around his arm, and as he does so, he'll say, "It feels as if I have been walking through a dream. Everything that I have experienced until this point has been brand new. From the people, the way that they interact, the devices that they carry, even the creations that their hands build. However, for the first time, something in this world, it feels familiar to me. I have been taught how to call out to the spirits, how to aid those around me, and how to use myself as a conduit for people who have moved on. I have spent many years, many lifetimes, collecting the blood of those willing. But for reasons that I do not know." And Boko will finish pulling off the bandage, revealing this open, sort of branded mark on his hand.
The matron's eyes never gaze over to you. They stay on the guide, and it is the guide who watches you. And when the matron speaks, so does the guide. This one is transmuted, stripped of fragile flesh and mortality, and pressed into a cursed form wrought for the ravages of war. This one has danced in its symphony, and now lies on the precipice of silence.
Oko kind of cocks his head at that. You speak words that are familiar to me. Yet also strange. As if I had heard them once in a dream.
I was there when this one awakened. Or perhaps I wasn't. Memory is such a fickle thing. I question the purpose of its awakening. The functions and protocols of the Mark of Death are matters of nuance.
Boku's gonna take a step forward. And he kind of leans in, squinting his eyes at the face of this figure, and he says, "What is it that they call you?"
Boko, her eyes still stay trained on the guide, never seeming to really acknowledge, or perhaps even answer. But she speaks nevertheless. Blood is the way of truth. Crimson and scarlet eyes that bring forth our inner destiny and guide our ways beyond the veil. It is the guide for each and every life that gives blood. The mother which brings forth the child. This one holds a spiritual connection. Pirith. Longing for home which maybe never was. Nostalgia for ancient places to which it can never return. The echo of the lost places of our soul's past, and its grief for them.
Boko feels a strange draw to this creature and takes another step forward. He did manage to complete his ritual in the room before they entered the Sanguine Sanctum.
Indeed.
And it was, if my memory serves, Shang Fei who was called to assist.
Mm-hmm.
Opening his mind to this figure, to this spirit, does the person that is standing above this sanguine pool look differently through the eyes of a spirit than it does through Boko's?
Trying to evoke the senses of the spirit, This spirit doesn't sense anyone there at all.
Boko calls to this figure as he's sort of getting closer to it, and he says, "We have seen the blooming of the crimson flower once before. A memory that may or may not be mine, but is ours. This flower, it took our mother from us. Do you know of this?"
Two paths tangled in the weave, the pure and the blighted, a dreamer and a nightmare. This one has the mark of death, but their soul is yet to be consecuted, a form floating between the essence of two worlds, like its matriarch.
Boko takes another step forward. For as long as I can remember, rules have been imparted into me without explanation. Barriers set that must be maintained. However, my intentions drew me away from tradition, away from rules. It was by my power that I developed these abilities. If you have a key to further unlock that, then I am here, willing.
She reaches out with a hand, pulling some of the sanguine liquid from one of the statues. And with her eyes still on the guide, the blood begins to spin around where you stand, maybe 10 feet from this pool. It hovers around you almost like an aura, this magic spinning, growing closer and then pushing further into these almost orbiting planes of blood. What is preserved matters more than what is buried. Truth is in the blood. And her eyes turn and lock directly on yours. Is this one ready to pay its price?
Boko is gonna look at the blood that's revolving around him. Normally there's this familiarity as the blood itself is sparked in this purple flame. Is there any purple here at all?
Give me a perception check.
I am exhausted. However, I do have advantage on perception checks that rely on vision. So this will just be normal. I will use a flash of genius on that and make it an 18.
Boko When you look at this, all you see is the deep scarlet. But all you see in this chamber is scarlet. The lights focused in on your skin. All there is red. You know that all you would be able to see, no matter the nature, is red. And you wonder now how you saw white on this creature before. There is
The first time. Sorry.
There is
Go
this
ahead.
quiet space as you try to process what you're observing and work through a decision.
Boko, the first time having this blood surround him, doesn't see the influence of the medicine man. And he asks a question to this figure. As this blood rips around him, he simply says, "The price of flesh and soul." But he frames it as a question.
By blood freely given.
Boko will just nod his head to her.
There is just this moment. And then with a twist of her hand, you are pulled forward and beneath the surface of the red fluid in front of you. Roland.
I'm gonna drown. Oh, fuck.
Nope. Yes.
You are being guided in this process through these different rites by this woman, this elf, who has introduced herself to you as Lunaven. She has walked you through, helping to deepen your understanding here. These rites, what they started as were a way to celebrate those who have passed on. Though blood itself passing visions of their name and manner, the life they lived, and the death that they died, their role in society, and their final tasks in life. Ways of delivering a eulogy, for lack of better terms. Lunaven talks to you about how, for the blood of Vol, the power is within oneself, and divinity is granted by living, by experiencing all the world has to give. And it is a sad day when that is ended for another, but that by celebrating what they have experienced, what they have seen, it helps to inspire those around to continue living life, even despite the unfortunate end that waits for us all. Can you make me an intelligence check?
Yes.
And actually, if you're trained in religion, you can make a religion check.
Even better. I have expertise in religion.
That's what I thought I remembered.
Ruh-roh.
Perfectly average for you.
Yes. I'll take it.
Roland, there's something scratching at the back of your head. Something that doesn't quite add up. These rites are certainly related to the ones that you found in the journal. And yet, what does a eulogy have to do with this harvest? You look through the tablets as you're working through the various visions of these bodies, these individuals who are, for the most part, have no serious physical damage, but all of them are young of age, younger than what disease or age would have claimed. And you see merchants, dock workers, nobles, some travelers from far beyond, and even some who lived on the outskirts of the city. Almost all of them are some sort of monstrous race. Goblins, bugbears, orcs, tieflings. But very little ties them together. You try to think if this had any connection, but it's not the individuals, it's not the aspects of even releasing the blood or controlling the blood that was marked in the journals. It is purely how to utilize blood to have these visions into life, these prophetic visions within the magic of blood.
I am, by the way, taking notes on every single aspect that is detective-y, and using the tattoo and hiding it on a portion of my skin that is covered by clothing, so that I can do this later. But the adventuring groups that I saw in what's his nuts house, Galreth.
Yes.
Were there any monstrous races amongst those adventuring groups, or were they all human, elf, dwarf?
Thinking back, you certainly don't remember any monstrous races. And now, as you think even harder, you don't remember any elves or dwarves, genasi. For the number of individuals at that estate, you thought that they were all human. Save for one. There was one woman in all white who had the extended pointed ears of an elf, but she had a mask over her face.
So... fuck. So we have rites being used here that match the rites in the journal that I was uncovering, with harvest connected to them, but the only use they have in the Blood of Vol Temple is on non-humans.
Not the only use, but that is the bodies that are here are mostly non-humans. There are some humans in this space. What you noticed was that the fisherman that we were first working with, human or not? He was human.
Okay.
So this isn't like great pay for dark vision.
No, but if there's information being gathered in general here, and it's focused on non-humans for the benefit of Galreth, who is planning to harvest, maybe they're doing all the blood of Vol, whatever they believe is right, but if they're having bodies sent to them to gather information, and the majority of them are non-human, that smells like Galreth to me.
Roland, give me an investigation check.
For pure curiosity and no other reason whatsoever and no selfish purposes, are there any hobgoblins?
There are indeed some hobgoblins.
Oof. Alright, fuck. I'm open.
Roland, you find in this space and through these different visions that Lunavan is walking you through, the few humans that are in here, the way that they died, though rarely did they see who killed them, was violent. Bludgeoning force or a blade, something that had a physical effect. Nearly, if not all, of the non-human individuals that are here are affected by some sort of poison as the cause of their death. You find only in a few cases where there is an elf and a orc that were killed by physical means and not by poison, of the probably about 24 people that are gathered here. And I'll say around...
Go ahead.
No, you go first.
I'm going to hazard a question.
Uh-huh.
And just try and play it off as dumb dock worker number 6. This magic, is it one way or does it go both? Like you can pull things out of the blood of the truth of what was. Can you insert truth of what might be?
She looks at you and kind of genuinely thinks through. Blood is one of the pure things in this world. Truth is in the blood. To be able to alter what is present, to change, it would require a mixing of blood, and this would likely be detectable for even our most basic consecutive clerics.
You may have cut off there at the end. The last word I heard was clerics.
Yeah, that's what she finished with.
Oh, okay.
She said that essentially as soon as you become a cleric, you should be able to start to detect where blood is different.
Gotcha. Shit. Already a cleric. What happens if I switch pantheons? Also, I'm gonna laugh so hard if I come out of this invested in blood magic and Boko walks out of this going, I'm fucking done with blood magic.
Hey, I'm over here ready to be convinced of blood magic, so you may have 2 new followers of blood magic. I'm like, hey, wait a second. Maybe it's not as bad as we thought. Or at least I did.
Well, then speaking
Roland
of that...
goes, I'm praying to God, dear God, I'm breaking up with you.
Yeah.
I'm focusing on myself.
I keep being made fun of for all of my pursuit of crafting things, and so now I'm going to pursue something else.
Uncrafting.
We'll say around this time that kind of looking and searching for Roland, that Jasira and Rhea Theschault all begin to pass by, and they kind of glance, still seeing Roland in the face of not Roland, kind of looking for a sign if it's all right to approach, or if they should continue elsewhere.
I will. Oh gosh, I do.
He do.
What do it do?
I'm going to just kind of like turn around and walk away for a second from the alpha, because like she's saying heavy things ish type of thing, and I asked an insightful question, and just kind of like run a hand through my hair, and as I bring it back down, touch the earpiece that I have and cast message to who did you say was walking up to me? It was Rennie, Jasira,
Rhea and Theschault.
Like everybody.
Rhea and Theschault.
Yeah, everybody but Clyde and Boko.
Everybody, not
Poor,
you, Boko.
Poor Clyde.
Clyde's probably fine with whatever you guys are doing. He's probably fine.
Boring, my friend. So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds.
Clyde is currently in the midst of passionate throws with his bardic lady.
That's amazing. Like the last I remember, I punched a small child in the balls, and while I'm gone, he's winning.
He's recovering from the fight.
Roll.
He's doing great.
Clyde has multiple
Best
spare
here,
socks
guys.
specifically for door handles.
I can only imagine Clyde would have bad times in this blood church.
Hey, the last time you were in a church.
We don't need a blood orgy, dude.
Whoa, let's not be hasty now.
No!
Oh gosh. So yeah, who were you
Rennie,
sending the message
the
to?
one who is most often like just takes everything in stride and keeps his head above whatever is happening. So I'm going to message Rennie and just say, I'm onto something here. Stay in view, but please don't engage yet. We may need to leave soon and quickly.
I will drag my other friends out a safe distance and relay the message.
How does one become a cleric of all?
She looks over to you. It is not like other... Well, I wouldn't even call it a religion, to be honest. For most...
Never been one for religion.
For most religions, they focus on worship to a deity. We here, seekers of the divine, focus on the divine that is within, seeking that which is within. It is through meditation of many kinds or rites that you can see here that we use blood freely given to gain a better understanding about ourselves, and then find ways in which we can commune or worship for ourselves. Those who are able to guide others to that divinity, or who have a deep understanding of the ways that that insight can be provided, often find themselves on the path to clerical duties. Working with bodies such as these, communing with blood of others, helps you gain a better understanding for the essence within yourself.
Also, crystals and yoga pants.
I can't shake the overwhelming feeling that somebody is talking about all the things I do behind my back.
Clerical duties sounds ominous.
Tell me, do you believe you have an understanding of yourself?
I don't understand myself. How do I understand anyone else?
Oftentimes we can see things about others that is obfuscated within our own perspective. Observing others, helping others, guiding them to what makes them divine is a worthy pursuit of understanding oneself and a worthy pursuit of what would be considered becoming a cleric of the blood of Vol.
Is that what you're doing right now? Is helping me understand myself as one of your clerical duties?
I suppose it may be, though more often than not it is a habit of us. Something that becomes difficult to turn off after you've done it for your whole life.
Your whole life?
When you are consecuted, you are reborn. The things that come before no longer matter.
That makes sense. Yeah. How long have you? How long has your life been?
She smiles, just widely, kind of almost laughing. We find that here, seekers rarely measure in years, rather focusing on experiences. But by your understanding, I was consecuted roughly around 80 years ago.
Man, I don't even have half that up until before I was consecuted.
Again, it is not the years, but the experiences. Sometimes...
I reckon I got a few of those.
Indeed. Life can come at you quickly, no matter how many years you have been upon it.
I'm very interested in this, learning how to tell when the truth in the blood has been altered. The mixing that you talked about.
Have you seen a truth that you believe to be altered?
I don't rightly know.
Have you communed with blood before?
I'm trying to remember, did I join Boko that one time?
You did.
You did.
Whether or not you want to share it is another thing, but...
It was a big moment for Boko and Roland.
It was, yeah. I remembered the big moment. I couldn't remember if it was I did it or I didn't, because I think there was an I didn't as well.
There were a couple that you didn't, and so it made the one where you did very impactful.
Roland just trying to remember which weird thing his friend he did with.
Also, I've been having kind of this silent panic attack because I realized Austin just did the poof, you're a fucking warlock without actually being a warlock thing just now.
Everyone's favorite.
The realization slowly washed over me, and I'm sitting here like, you son of a bitch.
Yep, he knows me. He knows I'm a sucker for warlocks.
So true, bestie. Me too.
All the classes are warlocks.
Oops, all warlocks.
I don't really know. Again, I'm new to all this. But I got a friend who I'd like to check on.
And this friend, you have their blood.
Oh, they're always losing it. I can get a hold of some.
Oh my god.
And so you want to check the truth in that blood.
Something like that. I feel like I'm out of my depth now, and yeah.
If you so desire, you could bring it here and I could help you, guide you through the process.
Any of your truth-seeking stuff ever require your own blood? I'm a bit nervous about that.
It is not required. Our tenets focus on blood freely given, not forcefully taken.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's real good.
If you find yourself frightened, I encourage you to evoke in one of the rituals. Find your own limits. It helps in understanding oneself further.
Which one would you recommend?
That is for the truth inside you to determine. And she smiles. You will learn that we here are not much about telling. We provide the pathways, but it is up for each individual to determine whether or not they continue down the path.
Oh. Again, I first day. Still
Of course.
at the fork.
And at the fork, do you choose to step forward? Do you turn your back and go the way you came before? Or do you allow fear to petrify your heart into not making a decision at all?
I was really hoping you weren't going to mention that third one.
It is my job to guide others.
Clerical duties and all that. Not a firm option 3 just now, but I ain't a firm option 1 or 2. I need some time.
Then go. Try and find your truth. And return to me if you have an answer.
Yeah. Thank you kindly. You in here often?
Most evenings, yes.
Alright. Evenings. Evenings. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you.
Of course. And what was your name?
Call me, Harold.
As you wish, Harold. And she just watches you as you make your way out.
You laugh, but there's a reason.
You meet up with the others, Roland, and
in my native tongue, it is pronounced Harald.
All the others, not you, Boko. I'm busy becoming the Dark Urge for this run, guys.
Oh, good. I'm so proud of you.
The number of things I'm gonna have to keep you from touching.
Like that ever stopped him before.
Okay, Clyde.
I still have a Boko no card, I think.
Wait.
Boko no.
But can Boko read?
That won't stop me because I can't read.
He's the party leader.
I have another Boko no card. It's called a rifle. Which, when it comes to Boko, I can't hit him with the front end, but I can hit him with the back.
Oh, you miss him though. He's gonna mark it on the on the board when you do it.
So Roland, yes, you return to where the others had been kind of maneuvering through. Is there anything that you are catching them up on, or anything that you need from them?
Okay.
Bad time for a question, sorry.
No worries.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
I'll catch him up later. Not in here. I'll head over to him and just kind of say, okay, have we seen what we wanted to see? We were following someone in here, yes?
Well, yeah.
You just talked to her.
Was it the elf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were followed in here? I thought it was someone else.
No, the one who is doing the symbols.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. No, okay, never mind then. It's been a month.
It has been a month.
So the question is, are we gonna kill her now, or are we gonna wait for like Mercury to be in retrograde to fight the New Age bad guy?
Which one of these planets is making me sad?
What a question.
I got some information. I don't think we need to kill her. I don't Not in here. She has too many friends here. We should wait and follow her when she leaves. Where's Boko?
Theschault, you and Rhea know the direction that Boko was headed off into.
I guess knowing that, just could I just point towards it? Okay, Roland.
Sure.
You'll probably have to move quick. He looked like he had that gleam in his eye again.
Dicker sonner. Roland is going to duck into a corner that is out of sight, put on a different face, quick change, then duck out again and and start hunting Boko.
It's Boko season.
All right. Trying to track down Boko, you press further in. And that brings us to Morian.
Uh-oh.
Indeed.
Morian, you had just been talking with Andy. And Andy had revealed to you, or at least admitted to wanting to reveal to you, some association with an organization known as the Order of the Emerald Claw. Would you please roll me a history check?
Sure.
What a shame.
Because I'm so
He
good
was
at
such a
those,
good
and I do not have advantage.
That is disappointing.
Oh,
That's just how it goes sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah. Let the DM ponder what might have been.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure. Oh, I'm just okay. So as you're focused in on this and you hear this, and you can sense from the surface thoughts that she is giving that she's kind of waiting for some explosive response. And you've heard of this group. You even know that whispers around are that they're responsible for this explosion, but you don't know a whole lot of details. You've never worried with them. They've never been something that you've closely engaged with. However, Redbeard just emits out, "What the fuck?" And you see as Andy kind of
Me
puts
too.
a hand up
After my own heart.
to his face and just listen, I'm sure that you have lots of questions, and there will be time for it all, but you must understand that what you have heard is likely not the whole of it. It damn well better not be. They're fucking terrorists. No, we're not. It's complicated.
just people who engage in acts of
Morian
terror.
reaches a hand out to put just a gentle hand on Redbeard's arm again.
He kind of shakes it off for a moment and looks at you. Maury, do you not understand what?
I'm reading her.
Great. Read the room. These people are killers. You're telling us, and he looks back at her, you're telling us that you are one of these killers. And she kind of looks down at her feet before kind of pressing her eyes and looking back up. Again, it's not that simple. We've killed, yes, but we don't kill innocents. We're not terrorists. We're not blowing up towers. That was our tower. And you see that she kind of holds for a moment, kind of wondering if she revealed too much. Morian, what are you getting off of this? How are you reacting?
Morian has gone full guarded, full, sort of languidly leaning back, sardonic look. Very Morian public persona, but very still. A very high perception or insight would pick up a almost a snarl under it.
All right. I can see that you all have some disdain, and I understand why. The Order is not well liked, and the propaganda about us has gotten out of hand. We were trying to do something about it when all of this happened, and well, it's just become chaos since then. It's part of the reason that I was trying to keep us all safe. I wasn't sure if any of it was going to blow back on me, and I didn't want any of it to blow back on any of you. You must understand that regardless of what you have heard or what you think about the Order, you know me. And you know that I care about each and every one of you. She looks at Redbeard. She looks at Alma. And she looks at you, Morian.
And Morian holds her gaze hard.
You called me here to talk. Let's talk. But don't judge me before you hear me. Before you listen. Okay? And then if you hate me, if you despise me, we can all go our separate ways. Hell, you can strike me down if you need to. But I'm here for a reason. When we first met, all of us, we were looking, searching for something in this life. For those of you that I met later, I believed that I had found that. And there was an organization, a group. They helped me see beyond the bounds of the life that I felt trapped in. You know my father. Then he would barely even let me go outside. But I would sneak out. I would pass beyond with these people, and they showed me that there is more in this world. That you could enjoy the things around you. And I started to see and I started to notice how many constraints we had even in this city. This place that is supposed to be the city of splendors. It is supposed to be accepting, and yet we still have the field ward where it's hard to get even a safe meal. The nobles still walk around with their nose upturned on anyone who is living in a building with more than 2 floors. Ironic when they were the first to build their second stories years ago. For me, my father wanted to control every aspect of my life. Morian, you know, we would talk long nights. I know the looks that people give you just because of your skin and your horns. I want a world where we're not bound by those things. Where we are seen, if not equally, at least we can recognize the spirit, the passion, the lives within each other. And I found others that had a similar mindset. That's where I first met Maine. He told me about a portion of this group that was trying to make change. Trying to do things to help people realize all of what was going on. To open their eyes. And so yeah, I helped them blow up a lightning rail. But there weren't people on it like the news said. It wasn't a passenger train. It was delivering weapons. It was delivering mercantile goods to help fill the pockets of those who had already been at the top. And when I killed, it started out as self-defense. But as I became more resolute in my oaths, there are those who are committed to a path of stomping out those underfoot. They don't care who they crush on their way to the top, and my father is one of them. And if those people need to pass on for the world around them to flourish, then I was not hesitant to do so. But I don't believe that I am a terrorist. I believe that the same actions that we took when we were striking down monsters or bandits as a team, those were due to the same oaths. Don't you feel any of that about this world too? Redbeard? Morian?
Tell us about Zane.
Zane happens to also be a member of this group. But I don't know what things outside of that he may have gotten up to.
Or a member of this group, a member of the Order, or
Yes.
just a member of us? Okay.
The Order. Zane, Maine, and I were part of the Order of the Emerald Claw and have been involved in multiple missions together. Maine was the one who suggested forming an adventuring party to help us in covering some of the other activities that we had been doing and helping to spread more good. I was a bit reluctant to invite Zane as well, but Maine vouched for him and knew him well. That was years ago, and gosh, I don't know what all has happened since then. Perhaps you can fill me in on what you have learned.
Morian gets a very bleak expression. Well, we have learned, and I'll glance over it. Has Garrick arrived yet?
We'll say around this time, as you guys are all in the midst of this conversation, there's a heavy knock on the door, and Redbeard like kind of snaps out of the stupor that he was in and is just kind of looking for any excuse, goes and kind of lets Garrick in, and they begin kind of whispering back and forth, and you watch as Garrick's eyes kind of widen a little bit as he looks over at Andy.
We have learned, so I'm looking at Redbeard and Garrick. I am still obviously reading Andy. We have learned about human trafficking, people trafficking, experiments on people, serious drug trafficking, slavery, and they turn and look really directly at Andy. Tell us about Alma.
And you look and see Alma, who has been quiet this whole time. And Andy's eyes gaze over at her, and there's kind of a small smile at the corners of her lips. And before Andy can even speak up, Alma actually speaks first. She saved me, Morian. I don't know what was gonna happen in there, but she's the one who protected me. And Andy just kind of steps forward, putting a hand kind of on Alma's shoulder and turning to you. The Order of the Emerald Claw has some unique magical capabilities. And there are aspects of what we do that are taboo, such as communing with spirits. There was a time where we had captured a spirit that was dangerous. Spirits and they can be attached to lots of things. Sometimes they're malevolent, dark monsters that we would help to disperse. But other times they are souls that are lost or corrupted. Many of those in the order that were there that day thought that Alma was the first. But I thought I saw something of the second. And so as the soul was ready to be destroyed, I stepped in. I tried to get them to see what had happened, what was going on. And when I disrupted the ritual, the Alma's spirit got loose. It nearly hurt some of the order, but I was able to calm her. I took responsibility for her. And over time, she shifted from a wailing banshee into the kind girl that you see before you. And Alma kind of smiles slightly and kind of leans her head into Andy's shoulder. I'm telling you, we're not here to destroy. We are here to try and help. But this world doesn't listen to anything that isn't violent and isn't overt. And even if I wasn't involved in the explosion, if no one was going to hurt and it was a way to send a message, then I was okay with it. That claw, the smoke, it was meant to be part of our message. It ultimately might be what does us in now. Even though only a few were harmed, and all those that were harmed were actually members of the Order itself. I was supposed to even be there that night. Ironically, if it hadn't have been for my father sending me to that damned gala, maybe I would have been caught in the blaze too. They were my friends, Maureen. And they're gone and no one is even acknowledging it. And we're just seen as criminals. What do you want from me?
What reaction did Andy have in her mind when I was talking about the human experimentation and slavery and those things?
Give me an insight check at advantage.
I have no idea, do I? Okay.
What you do sense is that there is clearly more focus on trying to gain some semblance of safety or security in the people that she cares about. You don't sense much deeply about what you stated. You see that her focus right now is concern about those in the room, specifically you and Garrick and Redbeard, who have eyes like lasers pointed at her.
I don't suppose you'd let me burn my inspiration on that roll.
I don't think so. Not in this instance.
Okay. I know.
But there may be future opportunities, but yes.
Could we combine our inspirations? Like,
Hey, we're not done just yet. You might need them too.
I don't know. I feel like that role was important enough.
Actually, I think that result really fits.
Fair.
Morian abruptly withdraws from Andy's mind. And they step back. And Morian looks particularly at Redbeard and Garrick. What am I seeing in their body language?
Give me an insight check again.
This one might matter, guys. Let's see, let me take off the
assemble
advantage.
pieces of Exodia.
I'm so perceptive tonight.
Garrick,
Oh.
Garrick
Gosh.
is difficult to read with his arms, as usual, crossed and his lines on his face as deep as ever. It's difficult to know if he is upset or processing or passive. However, Redbeard is the exact opposite and wears his emotions on his sleeve. And you can sense fury. You can see his body trembling, his eyes almost on the verge of tears. And yet, there's this restraint that he's currently experiencing, and you don't know why.
So I meet Redbeard's gaze as I say to Andy, I think the verdant veil is no more. I don't know what will be possible after. And I'm still watching Redbeard.
Morian, out of the corner of your eye, you can see Andy just kind of nodding for the moment. But as you focus in on Redbeard, you can see that his eyes, again, they're near to tears. And when he speaks, it's almost like a whisper for this loud individual. We deserve to know. You could have told us. And if you had, I'd be a lot more inclined to believe things. The words
He's saying that to Andy, I presume?
He's saying it to Andy, but he's looking at you.
Okay.
The words you said are nice, Andy, and I might have even been able to agree with them. But I just feel betrayed. And we come to you with these awful things that one of our own is doing, and you're here trying to save what we have more than trying to help us put it to an end. I agree with Morian. And now he kind of turns with a nod from you back to Andy. This whole thing, it's done. You'll have to sort out your position after all this shit that we're in is sorted. Because those people that we were supposed to keep an eye on, they seem to be a little bit more honorable than those that I'd been considering as friends. And I don't know what to think or what to believe. But gods know if I find out that this is all some stupid lie to cover your skin, then after we're done with Zane, we'll be coming for you. And he just turns and walks out, kind of slamming the door behind him.
Morian's basically right on his heels, and I'll take, with gesture, take Garrick with us. I will look to Alma, and Alma is free to come or stay, and is free to actually, Morian's gonna send a brief message to her.
Okay.
That you are welcome with us, or with Andy, or with both, whenever. That was 12.
Morian, can you just in this moment... I think this is just a charisma check here. In this moment of not even trying to persuade her, but giving her an open door and seeing if she takes it.
And I'm trying to also make it clear that she's not... She doesn't have to choose right now.
Mm-hmm.
That she's welcome whenever. Oh, my charisma's doing great tonight!
Goodness!
Gosh.
You're rolling like me!
The dice are trying to tell a story right now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, but I don't like the story.
Come on, it's drama. It's great.
I would say this is real great paint too, not gonna lie. I'm loving this.
It means for the first time at least we've seen that they're shaken like to their core.
Yeah, but you guys aren't there. You don't see it. And of course, it's going to be all put together, darling, by the time
It's cool out of character.
Yep.
It's cool to experience out of character.
She's going to go, darlings!
Everything is fine.
Darling and wonderful, of course. Why wouldn't I be? Isn't it just darling? It's a marvelous day, isn't it?
You say that, but then everyone will turn and look at Redbeard.
Yes, that's true.
Also,
Oh, he's just a big
I
grumpy
swear,
today. Don't
Chris.
mind him.
if you make Morian, if they Solaire on us, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Now.
So Morian, I don't know. Well, let's see. I don't still have to be within sight, and she can reply. Alma can reply, but then Morian's gonna turn to go out with Redbeard and Garrick. If Garrick comes along with my gesture.
Garrick definitely does. And even though you're not trying to ask Alma to make a choice, by the three of you leaving Andy tonight, she has to make at least the choice of what she will do now. And you can sense, even as you turn, that part of her is still broken. And whether she is too afraid to leave, or whether she is too afraid to leave Andy all alone, she doesn't follow for now. However, she does respond. Try to think about her words. I don't know her truth, but I know her heart when she saved me from the blood of Vol. And with that, we pass back into the moment of Crimson.
Oh no! Did I just make myself a arch enemy of Alma somehow? Fuck!
Oh.
Yikes!
So, Lair, the last thing that you had remembered was standing in that cavern. There was that pressure. You felt pulled into this void. No, it's not. You felt that void of shadow before when you've communed, and certainly around the medicine man. This was something different, not black and empty, but scarlet and dense. That blood was everywhere. Feels like you are swimming in it, and it is endless, and you have no idea how long you've been here. But at the edge of your vision, you start to see a light. Something that could take you beyond. Somewhere else. As you press forward, swimming is difficult. Nearly impossible, but eventually you break the surface. You see that light getting closer as it starts to become blinding in your pursuit of it. You see what almost looks like a star. And you feel like you could reach out and touch it before you realize that it is actually immense. You continue swimming through this swirling, thick, congealed blood and feel now that there is this current, this pool towards the center.
This is kind of unfamiliar to Boko, but it's similar to what he's seen before, and when he's experienced this through the medicine man, there have always been rules, there's always been order. And I think Boko is trying to experience that, or trying to experience this place through that same lens. So he's trying to push his body, he's trying to swim, he's trying to reach. He harkens back to the words that were told to him by this matron-like figure. And rather than use his physicality, he tries to will himself forward.
Austin, you feel your persona blending, stepping out, expanding beyond just the bounds of where you are, trying to break rules that you are familiar with, that seem comfortable. This light, this star is something beyond what you have experienced in Graspane before. and you try to shed different chains to step out of something that you're not even sure you remember anymore, to try and take a step. A step? A stroke? A push? A fall? And that light begins to grow and grow and grow, becoming blinding until it's gone. Just darkness. And then your eyes start to adjust. The light starts to grow. And you find yourself in a starscape. A space beyond what one could even dream, and yet it feels familiar to you. Aspects like you've wandered this space before. Maybe many times. With many faces. As many people. You see stretched out before you these colors, red and blue and green. These lines or threads laced across the darkened space. The empty blackness around you are these beautiful threads that seem to call out to you, sing songs and hymns, and you feel yourself pulled along them. You see stories, strange battles in a city with high walls. You see a monstrous, undead entity made of stone. You see two brothers, maybe, grasping hands in the midst of a battle. An immense shockwave that shatters earths and worlds. As you're pulled from thread to thread to thread. And this voice that starts to call out above all of these different hymns and songs. You leave from where a man of metal chucks a heavy stone hammer through the air and are pulled towards the center of this space. This sun, bright light, what seems to be like a fire of yellow and orange. That entity that had been calling you through whatever came before. You are a spirit in this space. What do you do?
Boko takes a moment, and in all of his interactions with the spirit world before, he has served the role as conduit. He has essentially been the tool in the ritual.
Yeah.
And for the first time, Boko, though he's been kind of holding on to all of these rules and all of the things that you're not supposed to do, he lets them go. And in this space that he's in, starts to take up space of his own. Where before there was a clear differentiation between the worlds that he connected, Boko starts to spread his fingers and his toes, and maybe they're roots of some kind. But they connect him.
You feel this surge of energy as it is not roots, but waves. These connections that tie you to what's around you. And those waves, like a rushing river, call you forward as you surge towards the center of this sun. And it's not yellow light, but white. You're not one entity, but two. And as you awake, you are held, grasped in loving arms. You find yourself looking up at a soft, kind, angelic, matronly face. One that you don't fully understand, but that you feel as home. And yet you're not just here. You're also a boy. Young, dreaming for such a long time. Sick, and yet free. You feel her arms wrapped around you, keeping you safe, keeping you secure. This is your mother.
Boko looks up at this figure. I have spent so long looking for you, but it is almost as if I am not sure who you are any longer. There have been so many lives and memories that have passed through my body that I don't know what is real anymore. And as real as this feels, I am needed elsewhere.
Alexander, I have always been with you. And Boko, you will always carry a heavy burden. These paths are breaking you in different directions. You must decide what is to be buried and what is to be preserved. But know that my love will always go with you in any world that you traverse.
Boko's gonna look at the sickly visage of himself.
You try to look at this other version, but find that even when you look towards this other entity, it's looking down, it's looking within. It's like these refraction of mirrors. It's two, but it is one.
Boko is disoriented for a moment, but he pauses and he says, "We have suffered for so long, and though this confusion is torturous, I wish to leave something behind."
She holds her hand up to you and begins to look around. He's coming.
Does she look scared?
You see this concern, but it isn't terror. However, you feel fear on the edge of your heart as you see these dark purple lines creeping into the edge of the white light around you.
Boko's gonna offer her a soft smile. It has been for many lifetimes and many years that I have served as a tool to connect worlds together. This is not my true purpose as a tool. He has heard these words once before. My purpose in returning is to serve as the cure to the disease that he is. And so, even if it prolongs the suffering of this body, I choose to leave behind. And Boko will let this sentence kind of trail off as he takes a moment to sort of revel in the perspective of his younger body once more, even in its illness-ravaged form. And that young child is going to reach out once more to embrace his mother.
You feel this embrace and this shift in her form as well, from these long white robes. This older matriarch shifts to a much younger girl. Softer skin, simple clothes. A maiden holding her child. As she shifts back to this celestial matriarch, she looks to you, Boko. Those who have bravery to bring light into the darkness carry the strongest burdens, but wear the heaviest crowns. Go, my child. Defeat this disease that festers. Find your peace. Decide which path you take. as that purple light begins to claim all that's around you, this darkness coming and shutting you off from the woman that you know and yet always seems so far away. You see those darkened eyes begin to appear from the shadows, and the laugh that echoes out. Boko, I would like you to roll me some initiative.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
Wait.
Boko, no.
Boko, yes.
Let's fight.
And I need to pull that up for you. In the meantime,
Nice.
let's pull everybody in here. Why not?
Let everyone see the beatdown.
There it is.
Ah.
Roland, you are leading the group into this space deeper in the temple where you had seen, where Theschault had pointed you that Boko had gone. You find yourself and the others with you face to face with a heavy stone door, and you can see dark purple shadows and blood seeping out from underneath. What are you doing? Or any of you that is with Roland?
I'm gonna take it that's probably not normal. Unless somebody is more knowledgeable than I am.
I'm looking for the
blood temple.
You're looking for the what?
I'm looking for the way through.
It's a door. It's a double door, actually.
You've got some rogue in that abomination, don't you?
How are you going about
pushing on it?
Are you just looking? Do you want to do like an investigation check? Try and find if the.
Yeah, like look for traps, look to see if it's locked.
Sure, give me an investigation check.
Guidance back in, because Boko got me fucking praying again. 27.
All right.
You look across this and you see no locks, no traps, just two heavy iron rings. You know here in this place, this sanguine sanctum, especially from the rituals to get into it in the first place, that many of these doors are not locked by magic or by mechanical means, but rather require some sort of sacrifice, blood freely given, in order to pass through to deeper understanding.
I look at the hand that was that had the sigil glowing on it and blood flowing over, and just go, "Kill the gnomes," and lay it on the door and push.
Give me a
I want
strength
it.
check.
With after cutting it, I want in.
Okay. So after cutting your palm with the marks on it, go ahead and give me either a strength or an intelligence saving throw.
I will do the latter.
I figured as much.
No, Roland, don't do the latter.
Try to use the door.
If we do the latter, we'll have to take steps.
You press and press, and you feel the door starting to give. But it's starting. It's not an easy push. Looking around at the rest of you, Jasira, Theschault, Rennie.
I mean, I'm helping
Rhea.
him push.
You're
I
helping
got
push
the
him?
mech stuff. We can do this.
Give me a strength check, Theschault.
All
Are you
right.
pushing with steam or with blood?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna try and help you open the door first. We'll see if I need to make myself bleed. All right, it might make me to make myself bleed.
Jasira, how are you helping?
I gotta say, Theschault,
Give me a strength check.
blood would be dope.
Whoosh.
No.
All
I
right.
think my bloodletting got to me.
So, with 3 failures, he's going to go ahead and roll initiative at advantage.
Oh no.
All right.
Sorry, Boko. We tried.
Damn, 20 was a fail. What the hell?
No, the natural one was
The
2
natural
fails.
one was 2 fails.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
Sorry, I used my inspiration to save myself earlier. So, you
You
know.
fool.
Boko, as
No, Boko would have been in danger.
as these shadows start to coalesce, you see a figure that can only be the medicine man. And as it begins to coalesce, it pulls shadows from around it and increases its size, growing as these long tendrils stretch out almost like antlers above it, and these purple eyes stare down at you.
Arrow.
Do you understand why you are here? Child of darkness.
And with that,
Oh, wrong button. With that, you go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw. Yeah, nice.
Oh no!
Dice really are trying to tell a story tonight.
I don't like the story.
Boko, you take 36 points of necrotic damage as the shadows surge in from both sides, wrapping into your sides, arms, and legs, and you can feel them starting to weave in between the joints between your bones and the connections between your prosthetics.
Oh. That's no fun.
Boko, what are you doing?
In this situation, is Boko tangible? Is he more like when his physical form entered the pool? I just need a quick concept.
Yeah, you are standing in this space and you don't feel completely tangible, but you feel much closer to the way that you went into the pool than what you experienced during it.
Boko is going to reach out his mind for a moment and try to touch his familiar's mind. Is he still connected to his chimera?
If you had one summoned, then no. If you're trying to connect to an ability that you would like to invoke, then you still have access to that. But you are the only thing that is in here, so anything else that would have been with you would not have followed.
Gotcha. So probably not. Taking a really quick look around the room, does this look like his ritual circle?
It really does. It honestly looks as if your ritual circle had been inscribed on top of that pool of blood that you had been pulled into by the Scarlet Matron.
Boko is immediately going to turn his back on the medicine man and rush towards the edge of the circle. And as he gets towards the edge, he's going to just start both physically and mentally tearing down barriers.
Go ahead and give me a spell check here.
This will be can I roll my spellcasting ability modifier?
It should just be an intelligence check with with proficiency for you, I think. So it might just be equivalent to your intelligence save.
I do have some bonuses to my spell attack from the arcane crystal.
Okay, perfect.
So it will be d20 plus 13. That was a d12. God.
Take the d12.
Fuck. How do you roll higher on a d12 than a d20?
Luck.
Fuck.
The dice gods toying with you. Well, sorry. What was?
The dice gods are having a field day tonight.
What did you add to it?
My spell modifier is plus 13.
13. So an 18 total. So you begin to try and tear at the shadows, and this laugh just kind of echoes back out at you.
You think that you can escape this place?
And you feel the shadows that are already kind of sunk into your body begin to kind of tense and try and pull you back. But before they do, the rest of the group trying to get through this gate. What are you guys doing?
Oh, the stupid door isn't opening fast. Oh god.
My life is on the line, and you put a door in front of them.
Of course.
At least it wasn't a bridge.
It takes more than just strength. You have.
I don't think I can do it.
You have to put in who you actually are. And Roland is going to drop his disguise and push harder on the door with his own face.
Oh, there you go.
Roland, give me an intelligence save at advantage.
Ooh, that's you.
22 this time.
Okay. Better.
4 points of necrotic to you, damage to you, Roland. As you feel the door starting to creak open. I think the first one was 5.
Okay, cool. I didn't catch the first one, and you said this time. I'm like, oh.
I'm just
At the
gonna.
same time, can Jasira handle some healing herself, please? If we're gonna possibly fight a baddie.
Yeah. You begin to try and heal up some of your arm, kind of trying to get the tattoo to repair itself. And Roland, you feel the door start to close again.
I'm gonna look over to Roland. What do you mean? I'm not disguised. What do you want from me?
You! Not your strength, not your mech. You!
Okay, do I have to bleed or not bleed?
Whatever is freely given.
All right. I'm going to get out of the mech, and I'm just gonna look for probably
10 minutes later.
No, I'm gonna get out of the mech, and I'm going to. Oh God, what am I gonna do? Actually, I'm going to run the steam blade. I'm just going to look at it. Oh crap! And I'm just gonna run my hand under it and touch the door.
Oof. Theschault, give me a Constitution save.
I'm gonna have to redon the mech afterwards, so that'll take a second. But yeah, let's do it. 26, maybe. Woo! The one save I'm good at. Let's go.
You only take 2 points of necrotic damage, but as you try and place it against the door doesn't seem to open any further.
What? Damn it! Oh, it's not just a door; it's a puzzle door.
Rennie, what are you doing here?
I asked them if they tried knocking on the door and nobody answered yet. They're still busy trying to hurt themselves on the door.
Would you like to try and knock?
I am going to cast knock, yes.
Oh.
You cast knock, kind of evoking that power from you from yourself again. And what does that magic look like as it emanates out from you?
It is more of like a polite, like legitimately like walking up to the door and it's like, hello, our friend is in need. Will you please open the door for us?
Rennie, go ahead and give me a spell check here. And I'm going to say at disadvantage.
So like my spellcasting modifier?
Yes.
Okay, did I fuck something up?
It should be your spellcasting or it should be your attribute that you use for spellcasting plus your proficiency.
You only start jumping up if you rolled below a 15, in which case roll it again with the code fixed.
Like my spell attack modifier? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it should be your spell attack modifier.
Okay.
That includes proficiency.
Yes, it's supposed to include proficiency is what I'm trying to have you roll. I might be saying the words wrong.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
You reach out with this magic. Yeah.
My inspiration.
Yay!
So it was at disadvantage. So if you'd like to roll again, so that was the result of the first roll, and then basically you'll get a new roll on top of that.
Okay. Heck yeah. So
Again.
this is the real.
No, not that one again.
Rennie, you feel the doors start to give way as the intent seems to be sound, but this is somehow not a magic door.
Wait.
Okay, so you can add 2d4 to a.
Does it count as a spell attack?
If you fail on a saving throw, miss with an attack roll. No, this isn't really. I was having you roll that because that was kind of the closest thing, but it's not really. It's more of a battle of your magic against the door here. So I don't think that you can add it to this total in this case. But what you understand is that the intent is right, but it seems that doing it through magic is giving you a barrier that makes it harder. It's not that it can't work, but it makes it harder somehow. And then Rhea. What are you doing?
I heard Rennie say he was gonna knock on the door, so I'll also just be there tapping on the door.
Actually knocking.
Go ahead and
Beautiful.
give me a charisma check here.
Oh, I hope the priestess opens it.
If you tried asking the door kindly,
Pretty please open.
watch it open.
Like I said, I really hope the priestess opens. Like, can you keep the racket down?
Oh my god, watch this work.
Nice.
Rhea, you start to tap on the door and it opens up slightly, but through the gap, these purple shadows coalesce into the nightmarish creatures that you remember from the Mournland. Those undead beasts, those darkened shadows that begin crawling after you. Go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw. Just as the door opens, Rhea, describe how you begin to turn from this in fear.
Oh. Well, what I would have wanted to do is immediately, faster than anyone would have thought possible, do a complete 180 and go hide in the darkest, most shadowy corner.
You absolutely do so.
I might stumble and fall down.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, the darkest, most shadowy corner is through the door.
You all watch as Rhea comes up and just kind of knocks and then seems to turn at nothing and just flee in the opposite direction.
What? Okay.
I guess knocking was a bad idea, friends.
Boko, he's once again going to have advantage on attacks against you. And as you feel these shadows lock in,
maybe the party should stop trying to help
and begin to pull backwards. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw here.
Dexterity saving throw. Oh!
All right.
I roll well on the shit I have no business like that thing.
You are going to take 12 points of necrotic damage, and the shadows try and pull you back towards the center, but you stay where you are. What are you doing?
So he made a comment about me trying to run, and Boko is not going to respond, or not going to turn around to face him. Boko's going to continue just pulling at all of these barriers, trying to get to the edge of the circle, and he's going to say, "No, you mistake. This is not your circle. This is mine." And Boko is going to, as desperately as he can, try to break the circle that he has been told for the last however many 100 years is the last thing that you should ever do. It is never, ever, ever break the circle. And Boko's going straight for it.
Boko went into this and went, "Oh, no more rules. No more rules."
All right, go ahead and just give me a straight intelligence check here. That's going to be a contested roll.
Boko is in his rebellious teenage phase at the moment.
So it seems.
Oh my
god.
Okay.
That is fucking insane.
Dude.
The dice are here to tell a story, I guess.
Okay.
This entity continuing to begin to pool the shadows around it as it grows still larger.
This is not yours. This domain is mine.
And yet you still find yourself tearing through those darkened purple shadows, and as this core inside you begins to surge, this blue light emanating out from your chest, the darkened blackish purple begins to brighten with this lighter cyan blue color as cracks begin to appear along the edges of these spirits. We return back to those outside. How are you all trying to get through this barrier now?
Okay, before Roland does it,
so many more of those left in him.
before Roland does it, just, like, I'm bleeding, I'm touching the door. What do you want from me now?
Jasira's gonna try the knock method. She thinks that looks fun. With her 21 hit points.
Grant's hiding in the corner.
Jasira, go ahead and give me a charisma check.
Mr. Mornlands,
Which
not to play.
I will say technically she does have a disadvantage on ability checks, so therefore we will do the click. Not that she can do charisma anyway. 10.
You try to knock on the door and there's just not any connection for you there.
They don't like me, guys.
Roland or Rennie, how are you responding to the Schalt?
Honestly, I'm at a loss, dude. That doors usually just open for me when I knock.
Yeah, well, clearly it didn't work this time, so what are we supposed to do?
I mean, I heard a tale once that you had to speak the word friend, but like, I don't know what friend in creepy blood mage is.
I'm just gonna look at the shadows, look back at Rennie. I don't know if this one's gonna qualify.
I say friend in infernal.
Roland, give me a charisma check at advantage.
Gosh. You guys ready for the -2?
Don't let your skills.
I hold on, I'm gonna use Flash of Genius, please God, make it through the stupid door. It's a 15.
Roland, as you just speak out this, continuing to try and press and get through, you feel as the blood is surging. The blood is surging out of your hands into this doorway. You're gonna take 5 more necrotic damage. And you feel that it's slightly opening, and then Theschault gives this word of advice. And what does this flash of genius look like, Theschault? Is it you correcting the pronunciation, or what does it look like?
No, because I don't know infernal, so I'm just gonna be like, whatever it is you're trying, I hope to God it opens this door, because I am actually at a loss for this. And you know what? At this point, you're probably a better artificer than I am in this moment.
As these kind of kind supporting words, if a little bit weird, begin to press open the door further. You, Roland, there's this connection between you and Theschault, this bond of friendship here.
Ironically, I know
Dramatic pause.
Cleric.
Rennie, is there anything else that you're doing?
I don't think there's anything else I can do to help, guys. I'm so sorry. I guess I will try and give one of my fun special helps for the next time someone opens the door. Who's up next after me?
Whoever you want to put that behind. You're all essentially on the same initiative here.
Shit, let me give Theschault a help that will also give him... Actually, wait a minute. This actually might be really fucking useful. Give me 2 seconds.
Sure.
I like the way that sounds.
In the meantime, Rhea, can you please roll me another wisdom saving throw?
Oh no.
I mean, might as well.
Quarter's looking pretty good.
Trending upward.
Your heart has now stopped this pounding. You're trying to catch your breath here in the
I'm
shadows.
glad you continue that. Just your heart has stopped and you have died.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
What are you looking to do here, Rennie?
Alright, so it's a little bit more like in the spirit of it.
Uh-huh.
But one of those special help actions is called passage. Could I try and do some sort of fey help for literal passage to see if I can help him pass the door?
I love it. Go ahead and give me a charisma saving throw at advantage here.
Alright, I got this. Maybe.
Uh-oh.
Oh, your magic begins to pass over Theschault. And Theschault, you just kind of feel this inspiration and the door almost kind of like opens up a little bit to you. You're getting closer to actually being able to get through this, and you're not sure why or what's working, but something is happening here. However, there still weren't enough successes to gain advantage yet, Boko. And as you're trying to tear through here, this creature of shadows is still expanding. What are you doing?
Well, what am I doing?
Yep.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Boko is essentially trying to get his hands on the barrier that surrounds this circle, getting to the very edge of this this ritual. And as this figure seems to be catching on to what Boko is doing, this might be a little bit fast and loose, but I picture these barriers that are maintained and put up in place as objects almost, but like spiritual objects.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of get where I'm going with this?
Sure.
Boko is going to reach them, and as Boko reaches them, he puts his hands on his chest and pulls back these sort of metallic cable-like, root-like appendages that hide this arcane core. And as he basks this barrier in this arcane glow from his chest, he puts both of his hands into this barrier, and as he does so, he's going to surge energy from himself through his arms into the barrier in a very similar way that he uses this sort of soul magic to attach organics and mechanics. And he is going to attempt to make a drastic augmentation to this barrier by using a very special ability that he has called, where are you? I'm going to try to make drastic modifications to this barrier.
The spirit world becomes reality.
What I actually want here is I want you to roll me a tools check as you're almost utilizing your ritual knife here to kind of carve open and turn and modify these spirits into your bidding.
All right. This is technically a skill check, right?
It is.
I normally have advantage on these skill checks, but I am still exhausted, so
Indeed.
This will be flat. Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Unpredictable.
I think I'm also like, I might be one level shy of getting it to where I can't roll less than a 10 on this check.
Whoops.
You think
There are
that
other
the
numbers than 1 and
shadows
20.
are your friend, but they will always betray you when given the chance.
And these pockets that you have started to open up, you see faces. The faces of each of the children as they go to kind of smile, and their teeth turn to fangs as they open up unusually wide and begin to scream. I need you to make me a charisma saving throw.
Ooh.
17.
Come on!
You take half damage from here with a success, and so you only take 11 psychic damage.
Oh,
Guys,
Only.
you gotta open that door.
we're trying.
Gotta open.
Back to our door crew. What you doing?
All right, maybe y'all need to take a break, take a breather, and think things through. I'm sure Boko has it.
Nope.
We're making progress, right?
You have been making progress, but it's been kind of slow. You've been getting things, but it almost feels a little bit more by luck and chance. You have there's some sort of pattern here, but you haven't quite picked it up.
Okay, if we're looking for a pattern, if I'm looking for the truth in the blood, I'm going to use the ritual that I just saw the elf do to search for truth in the blood.
Ooh.
Do that.
Give me a wisdom check here at advantage. And no, I want this to be an intelligence check at advantage.
Right? Can I use
Come on, you got
guidance?
this.
I'm gonna say no, because this is all kind of happening in action order.
Very fair.
You got this, Roland. Come on.
Come on, Roland.
Yes! Please!
So you see the pattern.
Dang, if it ain't a good story.
Stupid door, come on!
It's a pull, not a push.
Roland, as you are somehow invoking this ritual, you get this flash as this blood courses into. It's not your blood, but the blood of Theschault, who had cut himself. And you see his actions as he had just gone through and done this. And you saw that it was only whenever he gave his... It was when he gave his gift to you, this almost inspirative flash to you, when he was embracing himself, when he was getting at the core of what it was that he does and does well, and that truth that he was able to evoke.
I don't know if I can open this door.
Do it. You
What?
do it.
What do you mean? We're making progress. I mean, albeit slow.
You know what you must do.
What do we gotta do? Be ourselves, true friendship, blah blah.
Use through who you are into the door. You show it truth. And you see Roland falter at saying that. And someone else needs to step up.
All right.
Do we have to admit
I like that. The rest of the party, like, fine, the second
Jasira-
in command doesn't want to do it.
Jasira, go ahead and give me a perception check. As you're kind of like hazy in this moment, your senses are starting to go as you're getting weaker and weaker here.
14?
There are these two senses around you. One that is this warmth, this passion, this power, and one that is softer and cool. both of them represent aspects of who you are. Where are you grasping towards?
Well, you see, that's kind of a sticky situation right now.
Indeed.
Right now, she's a little terrified from just reliving that dream again, essentially.
And we all like have an understanding that this is basically just, if we're honest, that's the best way to get through this.
Seems like it.
So
Jasira, are you turning away from the door then to avoid both of these things?
What you'll try to do, I think, is she's going to try to channel that kind of fear, that anguish, that pain, and use that to try to punch the door. Cause she punch.
Sierra looks down
That's what
deep inside herself.
That's what she got out of
violence.
Go ahead and give
That's
me
what she got out of
an
this.
attack roll at disadvantage, Jasira.
It's already a disadvantage, I'm sure, so it's okay. 18?
Hey.
You try and find something and you strike out and you feel that burning of your arm as you're pushing with the one that has the tattoo on it, and that pain shoots up, that burning sensation, that fire in you, that passion, and you slam into the door and feel as it presses a little bit further open. Theschault.
Let's go, guys.
All right.
Let's go.
As he hugs the punching and rolling seem to
Help for advantage.
For me?
Yep.
I assume so, unless there's some reason I don't.
Because you were helping from the last time, right, Rennie?
Yep.
So that help action actually had a direct impact. This is not so much of what is happening in the moment. This is something about each of you. And so even though mechanically it would have been advantage, it actually just automatically gave a success in what you did.
Oh, that's sweet. So, since I'm just good at helping, I've actually done something useful.
Exactly.
Fuck yeah.
Theschault?
All right. I look down at my hands, see the one that's been cut with all of the blood, and see the one that's still relatively clean. Just reach into my pocket, take out the academy mark, and look between them. Put my hand on the door. I am Theschault Creozer, and all I wanted was to make sure that Steam was the greatest technology created. But it seems I've been wrong about two things. One, I've been a terrible, terrible friend in the past. And two, technology does not good or evil make. It is in the hands of the wielder. And I'm going to take the academy mark and press it against my other hand and try to press it with both hands.
You press and the door gives way as it cracks open nearly enough for someone to get through. Rhea,
somebody go while I have it.
Give me a wisdom saving throw. You're probably the only one small enough to fit through at this moment. Do we have Sam still?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, she's right there.
Oh no.
Oh.
Still fighting against this darkness. You feel and see the purple shadows inside, and you can't get yourself to go back to that place. You're safe in this shadow. Those are not safe. And for now, the door still remains where it is at. And so the medicine man does not grow in size, but is still coming after Boko. Boko, what are you doing?
What's good?
Boko looks at the runic knife that's in his hand. Again, a tool that he's been taught to use and to manipulate. And so he's going to sheath it, and he's going to start pulling back the sort of mechanical sinews around his leg that hide the sort of shin blade of the razor leg. And he is going to reach backwards to grab onto the large shield that is hanging off of his back, or normally where it's hanging. And he's going to try to channel some of the energy from that shield into this razor leg attack, as he's going to try to break down the barrier physically.
Okay. Give me an attack roll then.
So, come on, baby. It's just a wall. You could do it.
16 hits. Go and roll me damage.
All right.
So, razor leg damage is going to be 15. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then lightning weapon damage. Are you kidding me?
Amazing.
As you strike out with this leg, carving in, you cut a seam in between the shadows, and you watch as some of the children's silhouettes that are there are sliced in half, dissipating, and you see in this break this door that is partially open, and you see there Theschault pushing with his might. You see Jasira kind of with a punch on the door, and you see Roland kind of pulling away slightly. And the medicine man still kind of glowering over you.
It is over. Give in.
And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Can I get a word out to Roland before I make this save?
I want you to make the save, and then I'll tell you what you can say.
This is wisdom?
This is a wisdom saving throw.
Come on, baby! Come on!
Hold. I have 2 flash of genius left. I'm going to use one of them.
Okay.
Let's turn that into a 19 because I have 11 hit points.
All right, then that will save, and I rolled. You take 10. I'm not even joking. 10.
No fucking way.
10 points.
Oh, Jesus.
Of psychic damage
God.
here. And you can speak through this gap.
Boko is holding these that would almost look like tears in reality, trying to split open this ritual field, and is bleeding profusely, has shadow pouring out of his joints, and his face is determined, and he looks to Roland, and as he's pulling this field open, he just says, "Now is not the time for fear." It's his turn.
How do those at the door respond?
Roland is leaning back on the door, afraid of the truth. And he hears Boko's words while he is gripping the hammer at his side that he still holds, with which he shattered the pods of each of Boko's brothers. And he's muttering, "I'm just the Pope. I'm just the Pope. I'm just..." And hears Boko's words. And he puts the hammer back into his belt. Locks eyes with Boko. I am Rolf, son of Harald, war chieftain of the Varanga. I dream of a world that cannot be, and if it is, it has no place for me. But if that world can be brought across the river of death, He reaches across his belt and he draws the short sword that he has never drawn in combat before. Then I am the boatman. Wedges it into the crack of the door and heaves as a lever.
The door creaks and slams open as you all begin to kind of tumble through.
All right.
And though you are through the door, you see Boko has but a slit in this sphere of shadow that is pouring out black and violet light. This is not yet over.
And with my bonus action, I cast Healing Word on Boko.
Roland,
Jasira needs to get her
you
hands on him to do anything.
extend out this healing magic, and the magic is consumed by the shadows around him as they start to sew shut.
Yep.
That's why I didn't touch my hit points.
Theschault, what are you doing?
How close is he?
He's about 30 feet away.
30 feet, you say? Ah, excellent. And between us is
Open
pool
space.
of blood.
No, he's on top of the pool of blood.
Okay, but we can see the big shadow guy.
You can't see the big shadow guy. You just see a sphere of shadow, and there's like a slit in it that you're seeing Boko.
All right. Well, I'll just look to Roland. I'm gonna have questions about everything you just said, but not now. After all, I have some advice to take, as I'm going to take and hopefully can jump back in the mech real quick. And if you'll allow me, can I get in there and make it 30 feet?
I'll allow it.
All right. I will look to Roland and then look towards Boko. It's time to take the jump. And I'm going to run and try to put myself within the sphere with Boko.
Give me a wisdom saving throw, Theschault.
Oh boy. All right. Please. 3's not great.
You are pressing into the shadow, but it is not something easily passed through, and it is fighting you. You've started this process, but you haven't made it through yet. Jasira, you still feel those sides, that flame, and that soft darkness. Are you embracing one of them? Are you turning, or are you trying another path?
Seeing Boko's state, she would probably turn towards the fire. The passion, the kind of ferocity, the protection.
Go ahead and roll me 3d12.
Okay. Let's see.
As you just roar out with this passion and throw your fist forward, fire begins to surge outwards and collide with the barrier, burning away some of the shadow and opening up another small hole.
Nice.
Rennie, what are you doing?
Would I presume that I am able to be of assistance again, or did I already contribute what I can contribute?
You contributed what you can contribute through the door. Now things are a little bit more what you're familiar with usually.
Okay, so I can see Boko or no?
Yeah, you can see Boko's form, but that's about it. Otherwise, it's just kind of this sphere of shadows, and between Jasira and Boko and Roland, they're trying to pull holes into it right now.
Okay, so we can't get into him. They're attempting to get into him, but we can see him and we can see the bad guy?
You can just see him.
Okay. And have the characters intuited that using magic in here is bad? Is that the impression that we're getting?
The only thing that was tried is a healing spell, which was absorbed by the shadow barrier.
Okay, so we have no idea if it's spells in general, if it's healing magic,
Correct.
if it's... Okay. I think I would just offer some help to Roland, just a pretty standard help action, and see if I can... I don't think there's anything else I can do if we can't get into it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, wait a minute. Fuck it. Let's try something. I'm gonna see if I can tip my hat and go get to Boko.
All right.
Ooh.
You pool magic around yourself and you pop up right next to the space where Boko is. You're on the outside of the shadow, but you're right next to this cut in the shadow where you can see Boko. So you're now essentially adjacent to him, but with this broken or partially broken barrier between you still.
Okay, so it was not able to pass the barrier.
Didn't pass through, but got you right there.
Okay. In that case, I would like to try with my action to distract the scare. Now can I see the scary thing?
I'll say that you can tell that there's some sort of entity in there with him.
Can I do a performance to try and taunt it to keep Boko from getting hit again?
I'll say you can give it a shot. Go ahead and give me a performance check here.
I love this.
Hey, dumb fuck. It's time to pick on somebody, not your own size, but of your own skill. And, make some sort of a rude gesture and see if that's at least
Jesus
enough
Christ.
to prevent him from getting obliterated next round.
And with that, you just hear the shadow, this voice really, because you can't quite see the whole form, just emanate out through.
There are none equal to me.
And Boko, you see as it opens its mouth and begins to breathe outwards, just the shadow that blows through you and outwards into Rennie. I need both of you guys to give me a strength saving throw. And then Rhea, seeing this still, go ahead and give me another wisdom save.
Wee!
I
I'm like
will-
3 feet tall.
I'm going to roll a strength saving throw. I'm going to spend a charge of the armor of magical strength.
Okay.
An excellent plan.
Oh my god!
Yo!
Boko.
One day when I get a long rest, I'll be able to get some of these charges back, guys.
You're so true!
You
If.
withstand the blow against this dark shadow. Rennie, you are not quite as lucky. Rennie, you're going to take 24 points of necrotic damage as you are blown backwards 10 feet from the barrier. Boko, you're only going to take 12 points of necrotic damage.
That's not good.
Yes,
I only have
24
one
to
hit
Rennie.
Or one stamina.
And Boko, as you lose that stamina and kind of drop down to one knee, Rhea, you see this, and despite the terror around, you know you might be the only help that can get there in time. Is there something that you're going to do?
The only one who I can't get through the barrier either, can I?
You have potentially more connection with shadows than anyone else.
Huh?
Okay. That's interesting. So, if I, from wherever my corner is, I can see through the door and get to the edge of the barrier?
It looks a little bit far, but it might be worth trying.
Okay. I will take a deep breath. Brace myself. I'm not gonna look at anything else in the entire room. I'm just gonna pick a spot in this glowing barrier and I'm gonna run straight to that and I'm not gonna look at anything else.
Tunnel vision.
And then I will try to pop my shadow up on the other side of the barrier.
Rhea, the terror is strong. And even though you feel this moment of bravery, you can't get your legs to move right. They just won't run you any closer. And just this frustration and anger begins to build. And you open your eyes, and suddenly you're in that spot in the room, shadows from around you dispersing slightly. And you feel your shadow step beyond that border. As Boko, you see another smaller shadowy figure appear inside.
No one is more shocked than me that worked.
Is there anything you're doing with the shadow or trying to do?
The shadow can't do much but stab things. It can provide a distraction and try and just look like a closer target.
Sure, you pull it up and try and pull this creature's attention over for whatever you can. Go ahead, and I think this is going to be a charisma check through the shadow here. Okay. As this entity manifests and tries to take up space, you, Boko, you watch as you are nearing death in this moment, and the medicine man is preparing to land its death blow, and suddenly there is this another spirit or specter. You see this entity like this warrior step through and kind of raise a blade ready to attack the medicine man, and it even gets his attention and causes him to turn and shift his gaze away from you. What are you doing in this moment?
Now, I'm knocked down.
Correct.
Because I'm down to my hit points, right?
Yep.
And so...
You have, I think you've got 10 feet of movement and you can speak, but I don't think you can take actions.
Not even reactions?
I don't think so. I can check real fast, but
reactions are category of actions, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think they are as well, unfortunately. Boko is sort of pulling himself towards the barrier, and now that there's sort of this crack in it, it's almost like you've kind of gotten through the shell into the meat of it, and Boko is reaching out with his hand towards this sort of magical energy that flows around him, and he reaches his other hand in, touching the arcane crystal, and there's a slight pulse of energy, but he just doesn't have the physicality to be able to pull this energy into his arcane core. And he takes this last kind of second to look out through this crack, this barrier that he spent his entire life building, to what remains of his friends on the other side. And he just sits there and he looks out at them. He doesn't want to give the medicine man the satisfaction of him being the last thing that he sees.
Boko, as you're looking out, you're going to make one final save. But before you do, everyone else is going to get an opportunity for a final action. Rhea, you have control over the shadow that has part of the medicine man's attention. Is there anything else that you would like to do?
Well, we'll do the shadow first. Is she close enough to do an attack, or can she?
Yeah, you're definitely close enough to the medicine man. You're just not close enough to Boko yet.
Okay, perfect. We'll try a shadow attack, and then we'll do that first, and then Rhea will try and see if she can go through the barrier too, just in case.
Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw as you try to press through. Theschault, what are you doing?
Man, can I see the medicine man?
You, again, similarly to Rennie, you're close enough that you know that there is an entity in there, but you can't quite you don't have vision on what it is, but you know there is a presence, something dangerous.
Oh, man, I'm not gonna be able to get in there. I'm just gonna be able to, like, tear a hole slightly in the shadows here. But that's what it seems.
I don't know. What are you trying?
Okay, if the guy's in front of me, can I do... I guess... Here's a question. By taking a look at everything, between me, the shadowy figure, and Roland, could I draw a straight line?
Yes, but you're in the middle of it.
Correct. Which is all I needed to know. I'm going to will as hard as possible to try and pull this barrier. And I'm gonna try my best to channel that lightning, or whatever it is, to get it open enough. Just as much as possible.
Yeah, go ahead and give me either a wisdom or strength saving throw here.
Okay, wow. Both those are not great, but here we go. Strength save. I do have armor magical strength, so I'm gonna burn a charge. Bonus equal to intelligence, which would be 3, so put it at 7.
7. It's a small hole, but you've opened something up. You do take 7 points of psychic damage.
Okay, fine. I'm going to tear it and yell, Roland, take the shot!
We're gonna go to Jasira first. Jasira.
Okay, I'm good.
We're gonna have Roland take the shot after, because it might be the final push. Jasira, you have that fire and that passion. You just saw some emanation of literal fire burning these shadows here. What are you doing?
That was cool. She wants to do that again.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me 3d12.
See if she can summon just a little more rage and stuff. Well, that's not it. 3d12. It is more.
You pull from your other arm and press forward, slamming another column of flame right into the shadows, burning more of this barrier. And Rennie, is there any final actions you want to do?
I think I will hold to see if healing Boko would be possible if everyone's able to break everything else free.
Okay.
Is that something I could reasonably do?
Absolutely.
Hold a healing word kind of thing? Or just in case they can crack through it, or I think there's any sort of a gap that I can get it through, I will see if I can get him a little bit of help.
Roland, we come to you if you're ready. What are you doing?
Can I see Boko
through
the gap, or is it?
You can see Boko, but it's not much of his body. These are cracks in the shadow. So you see his face, you see him looking out. You hear Theschault crying out.
We might be able to buy just a little more time. If you can nail whatever that is in the head, and let me tell you, I know we've had mixed success, but I've given you the best tech that I got, and I can think of no better hands to wield it.
What does Crawford do in this moment?
He looks back at Theschault with just this, the most pain you've ever seen in Roland's face. He sprints for the crack in the barrier that he can see Boko through.
Okay.
I want to grab the hand that he's reaching out.
All right.
Look into his eyes that he's keeping fixed away from the medicine man and say, "Step into the light and pull," and try and get him on the other side of the barrier, even if it means switching places with him.
Roland, as you begin to pull at Boko, Jasira is tearing into the shadows. Ray is trying to push through. Theschault is ripping it open. The shadow on the inside is carving into the medicine man. This medicine man evokes just this final scream of energy. Boko, I need you to make me an intelligence saving throw at advantage.
Okay, that's pretty fucking good.
Do you have one more? Do you have one more thing?
I do have one last flash of genius, but I don't know if I can take reactions right now.
Oh, true. True. That's a good point. You're right.
21 is enough to succeed. And so you take half of 36 points of damage as this final emanation of energy rips apart this creature, rips apart the shadow barrier, and as the shadows begin to fall, the darkness, the purple color disappearing, the red light returning, and the pool of blood opening up. You all watch as Boko's form stumbles and falls into the blood. Elsewhere, above the city...
Do I still have hold of his hand?
We'll get to that. Elsewhere, above the city, inside a small room, lying on a white bed, a young siren boy opens his eyes. And that's where we're going to go ahead and leave things off this week. And we'll see you next time.
Fuck!
Thanks for tuning in.